Hi everybody, I'm the Careers Queen and I just wanted to do a video today. Really quickly, forgive the rawness of the video, just because I've been talking to lots of you today, obviously with it being results day, and there was just a few little things, little bit of nuggets of advice and information that I just thought you might find useful, so I just wanted to kind of do this video really quickly and get it onto my channel. So, first of all, those of you who've picked up results today, congratulations, well done. And I know that some of you will be kind of like, yeah, what are you going about? I've totally bombed out. I'm sure you haven't, but even if you haven't quite got the results that you wanted to, still well done, because whether you sort of just finished your year 12 or whether you finished your full 2-year course, it's a massive achievement. The fact that you have been and picked up some results, even if those results aren't quite what you want them to be, it is brilliant that you have gone through and you have done that. Picking up those results means that you haven't given up, that you've gone through, that you've done that year or 2 years of study. So genuinely, congratulations and well done. To those of you who have got the results that you wanted, well done, fantastic. I hope you're off to go off and do lots of exciting things, and to make the most of the future that's there in front of you. For those of you who didn't do so well, just a few sort of ideas and tips and things. So, if you are in year 13 and you have picked up your results and they weren't quite what you were hoping for, and therefore you haven't got either your first or your second place at university, there are lots of different options. There are lots of different things open to you. First of all, I would say go away, be fed up about it, go and have a good cry, do whatever you want, just get it out of your system, and then you can kind of think a bit more clearly about what you want to do now. The world, I know it feels like it at the moment, but the world hasn't ended, it's not over. You will get through this. It's a really good learning opportunity for you. Things don't always turn out the way that we want them to, and often the sort of path that we intended to go down doesn't quite work out that way, and you kind of go off on all different sorts of tangents and things, but actually it's not a bad thing. I know it feels like it at the moment and you don't want to hear this right now, but maybe play this video back once you've sort of got over the disappointment of it all. So once you've kind of had some time just to sort of chill out, just get it out of your system, think about what you want to do. It may be that you decide that actually it's a good opportunity just to have a year out, go and do something else, go travelling, go and work for a while, think about what it is you want to do. It's really hard sometimes. I know that sort of you start talking very sort of relatively early on about the different courses that you're going to do. You'll probably had a higher education day or something like that way back in kind of June time probably, and you do change, and particularly at your age you change, and it might be that you sort of think, actually this isn't such a bad thing, maybe I could take a year out and have some time out. It is hard because your friends will be going off to university and going off and doing different things, so there is that shift and there is that change, but you're going to kind of have that anyway whatever you do, because you're at that period in your life where friendships do change and people go off and do different things anyway. So that might be a little bit challenging, but you know, there's lots of different opportunities and different things that you can do, and I'll do another video on another day about kind of how to get into the world of work, I suppose, whether that's on a permanent basis or whether that's just to doing something for a year or doing some work experience or internships or whatever it is. We can talk about that another time, but just think about that as a possible option. It's not a failure, it's not a cop-out, it's just actually thinking about a different way of doing things, and it might be that when you then go to university you can get more out of it, because you've had that time to really think about what it is you wanted to do, and you've had that work experience and whatever it is, or fantastic travelling experiences or what have you. If you definitely decide that actually no, you don't want to hang around, you need to get out, you need to go to university straight away, and to be fair, I don't blame you, I was the same when I was your age, then have a look. Obviously there's lots of different options with clearing, so look, and I don't want to just fling a website at you, but do look on the UCAS website. Obviously that's the central hub of everything to do with the UCAS, everything to do with the university. So have a look on there. They've got some really good things, and I've put them on my Careers Queen Facebook page as well, some links to some sort of particular pages on the site that will really, really help you. So that explains the whole clearing process. One thing I will say, so you've obviously done your university application, so that is now sitting on the UCAS system. So don't worry, this doesn't mean, going through clearing doesn't mean you have to write the dreaded personal statement again, not at all. Your application is sitting there already. And there is an opportunity to have a look at the different courses that are available. Universities want people, they've got places, they need to fill them. And for some universities, particular courses or particular universities, they have got lots of places to fill. And it doesn't mean, it's not just all the kind of dross that no one else wants. There's, for various different reasons, different places at universities come up. So it is well worth having a look. It is not unheard of that someone might apply to a course, not get in, but then get in through clearing. Or, have a better course that may be something that they were more interested in doing. Sort of that comes up through clearing. Or it might be even that you might have your heart set on going to a particular place. I went to Leeds. One of my really good school friends also went to Leeds. She unfortunately didn't get the place that she'd chosen originally, but another place came up on a different course still at Leeds, so she chose that very sort of similar course. So there's lots of different options, loads of different things going on. So have a look at that and take your time. I think there's this kind of common misconception that actually there's this big scramble to grab all the places and things like that. There's not. Talk to the different universities, find out a bit more about the courses as well, because that's the one thing I would say is do just make sure it is something that you want to be doing. Don't in a panic accept it onto a course that you're not really bothered about doing. It won't help you in the long run if you do that. So just make sure it is something that you're interested in. If that university is going to offer you a place, then you will have some time to sort of think about it and check that it is the right thing for you. So don't panic and think that you've got to sort your whole life out today. Actually, that's not the case. Obviously, the flip side to clearing is that you then have to find accommodation. If you do find a place, you've then got to find the accommodation. That can be a little bit more challenging. So kind of the sooner you get on and choose the place, the better. But just, as I say, just sort of take your time, don't rush into it either, and make sure it is what you want. There's loads of different options. As I say, lots of information on the UCAS website about this. I know that right now you're feeling very vulnerable and very sad, and you kind of feel like everyone else has kind of achieved these amazing results. That's not the case, and actually it's not about other people anyway, it's about you, and it's about making the best decision for you with the information that you now have. The other thing you might want to think about with your results is actually, do you think they are a true reflection? Is it a case that maybe you're missing, have a look at your UMS marks, are you missing a sort of, just a few sort of, is there potential for, if it was to be remarked, for you to jump up a grade? Do you think that actually something's wrong with the marking somehow? Have a chat to your teachers and the people that you work with in the school or college to find out a bit more about that. Excuse me, because they will know you better and they will kind of have an idea as well. Have a chat with them, sort of see what advice that they have. A lot of schools and colleges will be open kind of tomorrow or be on email and things like that, so make use of them. They're there to support you and help you, so make use of them, but have a think about what it is you want to talk to them about before you sort of start seeing them and talking to them, and get the most out of those conversations that you can. So good luck, and it will be fine, I am sure. As I say, quite often the roads that we weren't expecting to go down are actually the most exciting and most fun. So fingers crossed for all of you. If you are on the flip side to that, if you have picked up your results, in actual fact, they were way better than you were expecting, well done, congratulations. Whether it was through hard work or fluke, who knows, who cares? But well done for getting those. It might be that you think, actually, I could have applied for a different kind of place. I was kind of edging my bets. I chose this particular university because they were offering sort of lower grades than one I wanted to go to, or what have you. Again, have a look on UCAS, because there is information about different ways that you can optionally, it's not something that you have to do, but you can have a look at different places that might be available, different courses that with your higher grades you will now be able to apply for. So you can have a look on that. And for those of you, again, year 13, who have picked up your results, whether it was a pleasant surprise or a bit of a disappointment, but whatever they are, you kind of think, right, okay, that's it, I'm done with education now, I do not want to go to university. That's fine, that's absolutely fine. There is a whole world of opportunity. You don't have to just go to university. Think about sort of the different options that are open. I mean, obviously apprenticeships is the obvious option, and with your A-level results, the likelihood is you'll be able to apply for sort of higher level apprenticeships and things like that. Unfortunately, with apprenticeships, there isn't just that one central kind of hub, one central website that is good, that covers everything. So obviously UCAS for university. With apprenticeships, it's a bit like job hunting of any age. You have to look here, there and everywhere. So Make sure you are looking at all the sort of big obvious sites like they're not going to uni. That's a really, really good one that will give you lots of help and advice about what apprenticeships are and different ways to find them. Obviously there's the government website, there's things like the National Careers Service, which I think is still going now. Lots of different sites like that will give you information, and also looking at individual company websites. Huge amount of money is going to apprenticeships. Companies, I won't bore you with information about the apprenticeship levy, but there is companies are being funded more and more to deliver apprenticeships, so now is a great time to be looking at them basically. And all different sorts of different things. It's not just about being a plumber or a plasterer. If you want to do those things, fantastic, lots of apprenticeships with those, but lots of other opportunities as well, everything from kind of marketing to finance to project management, all sorts of different sorts of apprenticeships that you can do. Have a look at different company websites. Also get on social media, aside from the whole kind of social media for your friends bit. Do things like, and bearing in mind you're working with probably a generation who are somewhat older than you, who use social media but probably in a different way to you guys, so have a think about things like particularly sort of sites like Twitter. LinkedIn is a really good one to start having a look at. You can sign up to that. So LinkedIn, for those who don't know, is a social media website, but it is focused around, it's more of a kind of business social media website, so you get lots of people having different business discussions and decisions. A lot of people are advertising jobs on there and things like that, and talking about things like apprenticeships, so it's very, very good, at great networking opportunity as well. It opens up the people that you can meet and talk to and things like that, so definitely have a look at that if you're looking for apprenticeships or any other sort of job option. For those of you who just want a bit of a break and who are going off gap year travelling, good luck, have fun, stay safe. I am dead jealous. Travelling to Australia was one of the best things I've ever done, so good luck with that. So I think year 13 I've covered up all the options there. For year 12s, I know obviously it's kind of different for year 12s, and particularly now with the A-level system changing, where a lot of you will be on 2-year courses anyway, so it won't count. And even if it does, I mean, have a look at what you've got, have a chat to your teachers and other staff. If you're not very sort of happy with the results, I mean, the thing to bear in mind when you're in year 12 is it is so different, it is so hard. We talk about sort of the jump from GCSEs to A-levels, but I think until you start living it yourself, it's really hard to see sort of how hard it is, and to really kind of get your head around it. And I think particularly those of you, if you have not found GCSEs easy, but if it's kind of fitted your way of working and you've enjoyed it and you've done really well, I think actually then moving the jump into sixth form is in a way that much more difficult for you guys. So don't be downhearted if you've got any results that you're not sort of too happy with. Think of it as like a mock, as a trial, ready for next year. The key thing that you need to do now, and universities and employers and everyone else will want to see, okay, how do you kind of deal with this problem that you might have now where you haven't quite got the results you wanted? How do you deal with sort of the disappointment, and how do you kind of pick yourself up and get going? How do you solve the problem? These are all things that employers are looking for. So again, it's kind of a positive thing if you haven't quite got the results that you wanted. And also, obviously, for those of you who are in schools or colleges where you do 4 in year 12 still, and you're looking at dropping 1 for next year, obviously think about what it is you maybe want to do in the future. And it doesn't matter, you don't need to have your whole life planned out, but if you've got an idea of where you're trying to get to, you can kind of work your way backwards from there. That's really helpful. So that might help you deciding which of your 4 subjects to drop. Generally, I would recommend definitely dropping one of them and just focusing on 3 in year 13. It may be that, I mean, the obvious thing is to drop the one that you haven't done as well in as the other 3, but that obviously doesn't always work out that way. So sit down and have a real chat with people, the people that you know you. Which brings me to my final point about those people that know you. I know it's really hard, particularly if you have been disappointed with your results. Your parents, your siblings, girlfriends, boyfriends, it's not their fault if you haven't done as well. They are probably just as disappointed for you as you are for yourself, and they are trying to be there and support you, but I know it's really hard, and I know they'll be the people that you take it out on, but just sort of try and not let that happen too much, and work with them and use them as a support network for you, and make sure you talk to them about how you're feeling. If it is, if your results aren't quite what you wanted them to be, you're going to be disappointed and you're going to be upset, but don't suffer in silence. And remember, it's not the end of the world. And I know it feels like it at the time. I know it does. I was lucky enough that I did get my place at university, but one of my results was way worse than it should have been. But I was lucky because I did 4, so I could, because it was a whole different world back then. I still had the grades to get into university, but I was still absolutely gutted about all the one that I didn't do so well in. So I know how it feels to just be so down and upset and disappointed, but it will get better and it won't define who you are for the rest of your life. It really doesn't. And having good grades is great. It helps open doors for you, but even when you don't, it doesn't mean that all the doors are closed. There's always other options and different things, and the important thing is to just kind of work through the emotion of how you're feeling, but also the sort of practical side of things, of kind of what you can do to get to where you want to be. As I say, even if it's sort of taking a different route to get there. And there are people that can support and help you. So not only sort of your family and your friends, also think about talking, I hear a lot of young people talking about talking to teachers, which I think is really good. It's really important, and they kind of know you and they have known you as a student, so they can give you help and advice and things like that. But don't forget, there should be other people within your school or college that will be able to help you, such as a careers advisor, like more. Or, sort of other support people. I think we kind of sometimes just kind of get forgotten about in the flurry of picking up results and things like that, but actually those are the people who've kind of got their fingers on the pulse, and who know different options for you and can help you with practical support and advice, and who've probably been out in that business world that is ultimately where you are trying to get to. So they can give you lots of help and advice, so don't forget about us. And I think that's about it for this video. So as I say, congratulations to all of you picking up your results today. Even if it's not quite what you want it to be, I still think you've done a fantastic job to stick with it and to actually, like I say, to actually get that result, even if it's not quite what you want it to be. Hopefully you'll sort of, as I say, have time to kind of get over it and think about your future options and get to where you want to be. I'm sure you will. I have faith in you all. And that's it. That's me done. So go out, have a nice time tonight, everybody. Take care, be safe, and enjoy your celebrations. Bye.